Postman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door. Professor Belly Bell, the Hood Postman. Who I'm here with today?
You're here with Billy Henderson, better known as Billy Capone.
Billy Capone. Billy Capone, tell us where you grew up at.
Grew up right here on in Compton, West Side, Raymond Street, 2407 West Raymond Street.
2407 West Raymond Street. Okay. What was the early beginnings of, as far as back as you can remember, because we're on the west side of Compton, what was the early beginnings of you, as you understand, gangbanging itself?
Well, over here, it was considered as West Park. It was called West Park Boys. So I happened to get locked up, I think, about around 73, 74. So when I get out, it's West Park, Piru.
West Park, Piru. Okay, let's start. Was go back a little bit. What age are you, Billy?
I'm 67 years old.
67. And what year did the West Park Boys come out?
West Park was like been out since 67.
67. So West Park Boys grew as the years went by. At some point, you went to prison, and then they adapted to Piru.
Yeah.
Okay, how did the Piru land over here?
Dealing with Puddin, Icky Dawson, Rambo, Bartender, Giacomo.
And that's just to name a few. Okay, when you guys became West Park Piru, what happened to the Kite Boys in the whole? Because those guys was considered over here as well. Was they did they come part of the West Park?
Well, before all that came in, everybody that lived in this area right here, from Central back to Avalon, all that was considered West Park. Everybody used to hang in the park. Everybody used to hang in the park. The whole was the whole Piru, So it was some hell of a dynamics going on then. Back then, everybody used to hang a track in the park. It wasn't no clique over there then, none of that. It was just,
I just remember all those apartments. They really wasn't a park there.
No.
That was just
empty field.
Empty field. Okay.
Empty field. It was empty field. We all used to hang there, Alondra Apartments, West Park, or Campanella. The territory wasn't, it was vast. We was able to move around, and it really, we was basically getting along with everybody until,
just from my observation, observable reality, you guys actually even got along with 165 at that time, right? Before everything escalated.
Yeah.
What was Jackie Wilson's position? Because he was over here as well, right?
Jackie? That's Mad Dog. Okay, Jackie Wilson was a hustler. He was a hustler, but he was off of Lantana. He was somewhat of a heavyweight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhat of a heavyweight.
There's also, let me see, Tony Bell.
Tony Bell. Yeah.
Was it a Peter Adams? Or Peter or somebody? Maybe not. What about Stanley? Stanley Nims.
Stanley Nims, yeah. Stanley Nims.
They were West Park, Piru.
They was all of us was Park Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, all of us were Park Boys.
I went to school with a guy named Roscoe Pine. You remember Roscoe Pine?
Yeah.
He was coming all the way. he was coming all the way to Dominguez because I guess Compton High was like at that time. It was 1975. I met Roscoe Pine, and he was telling me, "I'm from West Park," and I'm looking at him like thinking about, okay, West Park. It hadn't even dawned on me that West Park at that time, this is about 74, 75, that you guys were actually, because I heard of West Park Boys, but I didn't know you had attached the Piru to it.
Yeah, they're attached the Piru to it.
How long did that last?
Till about the last part of 76. I was locked back up. I get back out, and I had, went to the park. And I noticed none of the guys was in the park or on a pillar with nobody hanging and nothing like that. So I found out a lot of the guys had moved out the neighborhood. So basically, West Park just like fizzled out.
When you say fizzled out, you're saying that basically guys just basically moved away.
Yeah.
And the newer generation had a different idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know Kenny Smith?
There's a couple of Kenny Smiths.
Kenny Smith happened to be my cousin. He lived on a Prillo across.
Okay, on the other side.
Big Kenny.
Yeah, Big Kenny. Yeah,
that's my cousin.
Okay.
He's in the pen right now.
Okay.
And I don't know I know he was a blood, but I don't know where he was from.
We all used to hang out.
So he did, because I used to drop him off over here, not realizing I was dropping him off to the West Park Boys. Yeah. So I used to drop him off. Okay, with that understood, I appreciate that.
Okay.
So, what was the opposition for you guys at that time? What was was there any pressure for you guys to be something other than what you were, or did you guys feel like it had ran its course?
It wasn't no pressure. It wasn't no pressure that, all the guys that lived on Raymond Street, we was all doing something. We was in some various shit, but so we was all grouped up one night in my mama's house, and we, they sitting there talking about it, and like, the name Hustler kept coming up. So I'm like, all right. But since everybody talking about we hustling, this is Raymond Street Hustlers.
Okay. So the Raymond Street Hustlers were before the Raymond Street Crips, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So as Raymond Street Hustlers, how did that go over with the other surrounding neighborhoods? Did they accept you guys as hustlers now, being prior to you guys was being Piru?
That was the thing, though. We was never Piru.
No, I understand that. Yeah, but they somehow, I'm trying to figure out who made the transition.
See, he wasn't really a Piru because you got to think, before he went to the thing, they was just park boys. And then when he came home from the thing, they transitioned to Pirus, but they was dying off. So he ended up creating with some whole other dudes that was never from Westport, Raymond Street.
I'm glad you cleared that up. And what's your name?
My name's Street Boy Deuce.
Street Boy Deuce, right on, Street Boy Deuce. I'm glad you was able to give clarity to that, because that's important. We don't want people to have the wrong idea of what Unc was.
Raymond Street Hustlers was just Raymond Street Hustlers. West Park Piru was something that was in the area. It was Park Boys first, just West Park Boys. That was in this neighborhood at the time. But then once certain, like you said, certain people start going to jail and things started happening, they transitioned to Pirus, and all the older cats that was on this side, they didn't even used to be back this side. They used to be back more that way, on the Prilla back that way. So all the guys that was on this side, on Raymond and right here, that's who created Raymond Street Hustlers. Raymond Street has no ties in with, well, we do because of him with West Park, but we don't have no ties in with Piru.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that clarity. That definitely makes it more clear because the audience, I don't want the audience to assume anything.
They already did that. They already did that.
We ain't turned for Piru. We always
and rightfully so. Now we get to correct the record, because West Park Pirus had nothing to do with Raymond Street Hustlers.
No.
Because Raymond Street Hustlers eventually became Raymond Street Crips, which is a separate entity from West Park Piru. Although it started at Kite Boys Hole. What about Galaxy West?
Galaxy West, that was a little crew down in there, They was
So there was multiple crews around
Man,
here.
it was, man,
Yeah.
all type of shit over here, man.
Yeah, multiple crews.
Because this was the section where you could come get money.
Yeah.
This was a money section. We always was known for getting money. We wasn't never really on all that, that other shit at first.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny though how everybody consider honesty a virtue, and yet no one wants to hear the truth? Now that you guys are revealing the truth about your history, you're still going to have people that's going to see it in terms of, but
that hurt so much. We baby get
Yeah.
this, we that.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
Yeah.
no, and I'm glad I was able to come over here and sit down with you guys. That way you can clear it up, because I saw the last interviews and I thought that it lacked everything that it needed to have in order to show where you guys are today and how you arrived at what you today. And I'm glad I was able to sit down with and get that clarity, because he's 67 now. So yeah, he saw the whole format to where he's at today, and he still got his G. Look at him, still getting G'd up in there.
Showing that old ass RSH you got there.
Oh, let me see. There it is. There. How old is that tattoo?
That tattoo is about maybe 40 years old.
40 years old. Look at that, man. And did you attend Compton High?
Yes.
So you knew Mac Thomas and Head Honcho and all those guys, and Marcellus from Lantana, and all those guys. And so now the dynamics is you got Track Newport, you got Raymond Street, then you got Lantana, and you got the Swamps, and you got on this side you have 116 odd, which was Nutty. Okay. And what is the relationships now?
Nutty only.
Yeah.
Nutty only.
Nutty only.
Okay.
That's our family gang. That's who we. We beef with Lantana, Track New, Piru, you feel me? ATF, all that shit. So only thing we fuck with in the city is Nutty.
Okay, got it.
Like we don't beef with Santana, none of that shit. You feel me? But where we go hang, we going right there. That's back door.
Right.
We ain't going too far. We stay in our own backyards.
What was the Grandies like back then?
Oh, that was headquarters. That was the headquarters.
Everybody say that, bro.
Everybody say that.
Yeah, that was the headquarters.
Every Crip in Compton. I tell everybody that was the Crip. Cut that off. That was Crip's stronghold for Compton Crips when it was the CC Compton Crips. Two canes with the C's on top, with the derby on top,
CC here,
and the chain and the earring dropping. And then we went to the CC Riders, and then somehow, somewhere, it got the cancer seeped in and metastasized. But I would love to see the Compton City and even the Bloods on one accord. I would love to see that. But you're working today, right? I see you have an Ankh, you have the Black Panther. Talk about what you have, what you're wearing, and why you're wearing it.
Okay.
And what is the other long piece? The wood piece?
This is not a wooden piece. This is called the tiger eye.
Tiger eye.
Yeah, this is a tiger eye. This is a stone.
And what does it represent?
It represents power, leadership, spirituality, life.
Got it.
The Panther thing is, I'm with the Southern California Black Panther Party. We represent our people, race first. All this that's going on now, it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. Sorry about that.
No, that's an airplane, man. That's absolutely Compton. We got everything. We got airplanes, ambulance, fire engines, police.
So it's
and the coroner. Let me not mention that.
So I'm trying to. I'm trying to appeal to the youth today. This kind of life you don't want. There's only but 3 ways out of this.
And name them.
That's in a wheelchair, dead, or locked up. There's no benefits in it. None. There's no 501c. You're not finna get no retirement. None of that. There's nothing in it. What y'all need to do is try to group up, because in the long run, we're gonna all need each other.
At what point did you take on that persona, or did you feel like something needs to change in the dynamic of Compton?
It needs to. It
No,
needs
at
to,
what point? At what age?
what point? At what age?
Yes.
52 years old.
I could say that's quite average, because I think sometimes what happens through growth and development and understanding and just taking in our surroundings, we begin to see things in terms of blackness versus what we saw before.
Yeah.
And because we grew up with a chip on our shoulders. That it don't matter if we was on the east side of Compton, west side of Compton, nobody. Somehow those chips, when it got knocked off, man, it like triggered us.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. This area we live in, that you guys live in now, not out of it, but of course, but at one time, all this used to be black.
Yeah.
Every day. And I can still see there's a still big, large percentage of black people in this side of Compton.
Yeah.
What would you give it percentage-wise?
I would say 85%.
85%. Would you agree with that?
I know more right now. Like, they don't got it no more. Hell no, I give it I like 25.
25? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Over everything.
Yeah, I had to recant on that one. Yeah, about 25%.
Okay.
On this block, and just let alone right here, I'm probably like the only black house right here.
That's my guy right there. He from Carver. He cool?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
Okay.
I got a sister in the Carver Park.
Oh yeah? Okay. 25%. I remember as a kid, you might remember this too. We used to go fishing and crawdad in the swamps.
Yeah.
When it was really swamps.
Yeah. Crawfishing.
Because my family grew up on Aprilla on the south of mentioned my cousin Kenny. You knew Kenny.
Yeah.
We all lived in two houses over there. One right across from the first house was right there next to Enterprise, that back gate.
Yeah.
And the second house was across the street.
Okay.
Yeah. So man, this is phenomenal, man. I love covering this history. And there was a time when people went rabbit hunting. People would,
I remember that.
Yeah. We went rabbit hunting, and we went because we used to have greyhounds, right?
Yeah.
And we used to run our greyhounds on Greenleaf chasing rabbits.
Yeah.
And there was horseback riding, and
all that.
Compton was really Compton back then, and the Richland Farms was the Richland Farms. It was,
This was all this right here. My neighborhood right here is always being it's gonna always be family oriented. Some of my people are still here, and just family.
That's interesting too, because everybody I talk to, they look at terms of everything is family and everything is family, today. When maybe years ago we didn't look at it in those terms, but now, because just think about this: the Slossons, the Gladiators, the businessmen, and those guys are now social clubs. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, they're now social clubs. At one time, they was defenders of the city, because there was a time when the spook hunters
on the other side of Alameda.
Yes, everything on the other side of Alameda was attacking black people.
Yeah, sure was.
And we couldn't retaliate because those police departments were all white. And if you got caught on the other side of Alameda, you got arrested and you got beat up. Mostly beat up, because at that time they didn't care really about arresting. They was beating you up or either killing you.
Yeah.
So you remember that?
Yeah.
Man, wow, that's amazing. In terms of how you see things going today, what can we do better?
Stop this violence.
Stop
amongst
this
ourselves.
But what does that look like?
It's too much. It's embedded. It's really, is. I think sooner or later we all gonna come together, but it's gonna have to take something drastic for that to happen. So The way things are going now, there's a possibility we might be in a World War III. You know, the thing is, when this government coming is, what everybody gonna do? What you gonna do?
And the thing about that too is that we have to understand that one time, for the Black Power movement, the Black family was the backbone, was the power structure of the Black Power movement. So we got to go back to what you just stated, family. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me today. Once again, I am Professor Millie Mill, and who are you? BC, Billy?
BC, Billy Capone.
And where you from?
Raymond Street Hustlers.
Raymond Street Hustlers. And we got nephew?
Straight the works, man. Street Boy Deuce.
Street Boy Deuce, man. I appreciate you guys. We're going to go ahead and lock the door. Professor Millie Mill, we going to lock the door, Billy?
Lock it.
Lock it.
Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with Bullet, he came up with Turtle. Live life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the Dahoodpostman, we in the streets universal.
Dahoodpostman, Professor Millie Mill. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share, drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hits, it'll feel like it's the first and 15th. Lock the door.